Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hi, my name is Nicole and I am a part-time reseller on Poshmark, and today I want to talk about things that are killing your reselling business and things that you should stop doing and maybe things that you should do instead. These are things that are going to really make a huge difference, and so I would love for you to stick around and keep watching, but without further ado, let's get right into the video. Also, make sure that you're subscribed because you don't want to miss the future videos that I do here on this channel. I do 2 videos each week and I would love to have you stick around for more. Okay, so the first thing that is killing your reselling business, and this goes out to any platform, whether you're on Poshmark, eBay, Mercari, Depop, any of the platforms, if you have bad listing photos, your items are not going to sell, or they're going to sell a lot slower than they could. So having bad listings and bad photos, all this goes a really long way. So this is a many different part thing. So first it starts with the photos. If your photos are not good, if they're not clear, if they're not, nicely displayed, if the item is wrinkled, if there's bad lighting, if the item looks dirty, if, it's not clear in the item or in the listings what is actually being sold. There's a lot of things that could be wrong with the photos. So make sure that the photos look good. Maybe take your photos in direct daylight or shine a proper light on the item when you're taking the pictures. Hang it on a mannequin, display it in a nice way. Think about it, if you were going to a store and you saw, your listing on a website, would they approve it? Would they list something like that? And really go the extra mile, because these are what's going to make or break your listings from selling. And also, this is the first glance that people have of your listing. So if your photos are not good, people are not going to want to buy. The next thing that has to do with the listings is the descriptions and the titles. So if your title is very vague, if your descriptions are not clear, and if you're not describing the item, people are going to not want to purchase. And I actually was looking for something the other day on Poshmark. I was trying to find something that I was looking for, and I kept coming across listings that were measurements upon request, or let me know if you have any questions, but then there's no other details about the item. And to me, this just doesn't make me want to purchase, because then I have to go out of my way to ask you questions about the listing and ask you about the item, and that's just one extra step that I want to avoid. So you could have right there made that sale if those measurements and details were in the listing itself. So just take the time to do that, and it's going to make such a difference on your listings. You're not going to have to sit there and answer questions, and it's just going to be easier for someone that wants to buy something. And they're not going to hesitate and then maybe find a better listing if everything is right there for them. So really take the time, make those listings good, and your listings are going to sell so much quicker. The next thing that is killing your reselling business, which also goes out to any platform that you're on, is not answering potential buyers. So again, I had a story the other day where I was trying to purchase something, but I had asked for some measurements, and which again, I didn't want to have to do to begin with, but I had asked, and she had not responded, and it was all day she had not responded. And then she ends up sending me an offer on the item, but again, I still wanted to know the measurements, and I still wanted to know if the item was going to work for me before I purchased. And so then I commented on her bundle asking again what the measurements were and stuff like that, and again she had not answered. So to me, that was well, you just lost a customer, because I am not going to buy something without knowing if it's going to work for me. So then I ended up going somewhere else and then finding them from another seller. So this is going to really affect your sales if you don't answer your buyers or even a potential buyer. And that goes for any questions that they have, whether that is a measurement question, whether that is anything else pertaining to the listing. If you don't answer them, they're not going to want to shop from you. That's not good customer service. So the first thing you could do is just make sure that you're responding when you get questions. And even if you can't answer in that moment, say you forgot to put something in the description and then somebody asks you for it, and you're out and about and you don't have it, just comment to them saying, I am out right now, but I will let you know as soon as I get home, just so they don't think that you're leaving them waiting for nothing. Because for me, I always find that very frustrating when I ask a question and I don't get a response right away. And so I know other people feel the same way. So just make sure you're responding to people. It really goes a long way. The next thing that is killing your reselling business is just having the wrong size. And I actually took this example from my personal closet. I got a comment on one of my listings the other day that I had sent out an offer on to somebody, and then they proceeded to comment saying the tag says medium, but my listing said small. And she was looking for a small, but I had just, said that it was a medium based on the tag on the picture, but I had listed it as a small. So in her search, it came up as a small. But unfortunately, since I had made it a medium and that was a mistake on my part, I didn't sell the item because I just, misled her to believe that it was a different size. And so it would be a lot easier if you were just able to, list the correct size, and then, buyers would be more willing to buy if the item was correct. And say she had missed that tag saying that it was a medium and she had just gone off of my listing size. If she had opened a case on me, if she ended up purchasing and then opened a case, she probably would have won that case because in my description, I misled her to believe that it was a different size. So just don't do this. Make sure that your sizes are the same. And I know it may be really easy and obvious to have the correct size, but even me, who's been doing this for years, made that mistake, and I've made that mistake prior too. So it's just so important to make sure you're checking your sizes and make sure that they are correct. Oh, also, on the note of sizing, putting custom sizing is not really a good idea, and it's going to make your items not show up in the search. So I always see a lot of people that say like, oh, well, I can't find my size in the Poshmark thing, so then I end up just putting custom sizes. Or I say like one size, or if a shirt has two sizes and you could put one or the other, but some people just say I'll put the custom size of both. But if you put a custom size, it's going to make your item not show up in search, which is really going to affect the sales of that item. So I would actually recommend not using the custom search, especially because it doesn't put those items in the feed and it won't come up under any filters. So that's something to avoid doing. I know a lot of people like to put their own custom size, but I just don't find that the custom size makes the item show up in searching. And the next and final reason that you're killing your reselling business is because you're not listing things just because it's not that season where you are. So for me, it's currently fall right now. It was just the start of fall a couple days ago. And so a lot of people think, okay, I can only list fall and winter items now and not summer or spring or anything like that. And that's just not true. And that's not true for many reasons. One, because just because it's fall where you are doesn't mean that it's, fall for where everybody is. And maybe somebody lives in a warmer climate than you. And also maybe someone's going on a vacation, or maybe someone's just trying to stock up for future seasons. And a lot of people actually like getting a good deal on something that is off season during that season. So like, for example, now that it's fall, somebody might want to buy a bathing suit for next year and get ahead and get a good deal on it. So I recommend listing everything all year round. Don't just list whatever's in season. And actually, on that note, I say list things for the next season ahead of time, so you're kind of a season ahead every single time. So actually now you should be thinking more for winter and spring items. But again, don't not list things just because it's not the season where you are, because there are many reasons why somebody would want to buy something that's not currently in season. And I actually find that I sell a lot of off-season items all year round. So I'll sell winter boots and sweaters and jackets and things like that in the summer, and I will also sell bathing suits and shorts and tank tops in the winter. So it doesn't really matter the season. List everything all year round and keep everything up all year round, and that's going to help you have more success on Poshmark. So I hope you enjoyed these tips of things that you should stop doing that are really killing your reselling business. These things really go a long way and make such a big difference. So I hope that you can take one of these things and learn from it and maybe start implementing some changes, and hopefully you'll see some results. These are all things that will go a long way and will really, really help you. If you want to see another video on features that you should be using on Poshmark, you can click right here. And if you want to see a video on things that you should not be doing on Poshmark, you can click right here. But until next time, I will see you then.